going on, everybody? Going live. What's going on? There, my co-host right there. Hey, Sanidra. Man, this is crazy. We're live. Hey, what's up, man?
What's up?
Yeah, buddy. Hey, how about I was using my tablet, right?
Yeah.
And so when I went to use the tablet to go live,
Mhm.
it decided to tell me that I couldn't go live because I need to do updates. And I'm saying to myself, like, come on, I've been on my tablet. And you're gonna do that on the day I'm doing my live. Ain't that crazy?
It's
So when I
not.
tell
You need to do updates.
man, that's
Do your
the
due
technologist.
diligence on your devices.
That what it is, due diligence.
hmm
Man,
What's up,
that's
y'all?
what's
Thank y'all
going on,
for
everybody.
joining.
What's up, everybody?
Hey,
So
sister.
exactly, man. It's funny that when you try to get everything get prepped to do your live and talk to everybody, and all of a sudden you be like, you use your devices. Like my phone automatically, uh, for the love of the game, too.
Hey,
Okay, how you doing?
everybody.
How you doing, everybody? So yeah, but anyway, so hey, look, I'm gonna rebuke the devil. I'm gonna rebuke him. You know what I'm saying? Let me do what I always do when he get on my nerve, kiss my cross. Yeah, it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do that. But anyway, so
Topic
the
of the day.
topic of the day is interstate versus intrastate. So when somebody say interstate, that means like because I was talking to Carrie about it. She was like, "What did you say?" I said it's inter, and I spelled it INTR state versus intra INTRA. So interstate stands for when you want to do things cross state line. Like if I want to go from Alabama, I'm sorry, if I go from Georgia to Alabama, Tennessee, that's interstate,
Uh-huh.
and that and that's part of the dealing with when you're dealing with the permits and things and getting your tags and stuff. As far as what I was talking about, as far as in the as far as starting your business, making sure you get the correct tags and permits and things like that.
Okay.
DOT registrations and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So those are part of those are the things that you
So,
definitely need.
so
What you
when
about
you
to say?
get your DOT registration, you have to determine, or you have to let them know that you will be traveling interstate, or what was the other one?
Intrastate.
Intrastate or interstate.
Yeah, if you
So
do
you have to
intra,
let the DOT know when you register your vehicle.
yeah, no. What happened is that when you get your tag, like if you're gonna
That's what I
do
mean. I'm
like
sorry. When you get your tag.
yeah, so like I'll give you a perfect example, like the day cab that we have.
hmm
Um, um, it's a county tag. It's a local tag.
hmm
That's when you're doing interstate.
hmm
All right, that means I'm only going to run in the state of Georgia.
Okay.
I'm not going to run outside the state of Georgia. Now, the Andre's truck and the Maroon '06, it's an IRP tag. That's when you get into the interstate. Because what happens is you're crossing state line. Everything about this has everything to do with commerce, has everything to do with following the money because there's a tax added to it.
Right. Is that the
So
550 tax?
That's that's the 550 tax, which is considered a 2290.
2290.
It falls up under there. That's like I said, all those are permits and things that you need when you cross it. Because what happens is you have to share, like when you deal with the fuel tax, all that stuff goes up under the interstate, goes up under interstate. Because you have to share in the heavy road as far as paying, into you know the fixing of the roads and things
Yes.
like that.
The heavy
And
road users
heavy,
tax.
yeah, that's what the heavy roads tax. And
hmm
then also too, you have to pay your IFTA that helps with the fuel cross
hmm
state lines.
hmm
Um, and then um, and then you pay your IRP tag, when you get your IRP tag,
Uh-huh.
that helps. That's the part that allow you to cross those state lines.
So when you get your truck, your tractor,
Semi.
you
Just say
have
semi.
when you get your semi, you have just mentioned there are 3 different taxes that you
Yeah.
have to pay just from owning a truck. Period.
Yeah. You got 22.
Non-negotiables. They're coming every single year. That's IFTA, which is a fuel tax. That's IRP,
The IRP. Yeah.
and
That's
then
that's
is that the intermodal?
yeah, revenue partial. That's
Yeah,
where and then when you buy that tag, like I said,
and
with
that's the
all
big one. That's
that's the
that.
actually that's the tag.
Yes.
That's
So I'm talking about the amount of that tax
yeah, it's the
is really expensive.
yeah, because what happens is you pay based off you try to
Mileage.
dealing with the mileage the station
Yes,
run in.
right. And then the last one is the 2290, which is the 550 tax, and that's
2290
in 2290.
is the tag.
You call it the 550 because depending upon how many.
Well, we call it the 550 because
Is it the weight or?
no, we call it the 550 because that's the tax regardless.
Yeah, that's the cost,
Yeah, that's why
$550.
we
And it's
because
called the 550 tax.
as
Now
far as
for that one,
as far as the tax, not, I'm sorry to cut you off, but as far as the tax under, we was talking about 1031s and all those different codes as far as the IRS. The actual code is 2290.
yes, that's the tax code 2290. But that tax is determined by the weight of your truck, or if it's over 88,000 pounds.
No, 80,000 pounds. 80,000
8,000
pounds.
pounds. But
So
if it goes under 8,000 pounds, with the tax is lower because it's a scale, and it has a different amount according to the weight. It's according to how many miles you run, you'll get an adjustment.
yeah,
Because we just paid yours, and it was lower. It was an adjustment, but it wasn't an adjustment on our end. The IRS did an adjustment, so we didn't. We paid for 2 trucks, so what we would have paid, it was lower than that. It came out to 8 something for like 2 trucks as opposed to
$1,000, and that's basically because really and truly the Dre's the only one that's really been running like that, right?
Yeah.
So that's really kind of been a little bit of the
Discount.
adjustment in it, yep. So,
So
but
I don't. That's and the reason I pointed that out is because I don't think people understand that what goes into buying a truck. A lot of people buy a truck and they think, okay, I'm gonna got a truck, I'm gonna gas it up and I'm gonna just run. But they don't understand. You just mentioned 3 taxes that you have to pay just by having a truck, and those taxes are non-negotiable, right? And if you don't know someone in the industry, you may not know that. You may miss that part.
and babe, that's the thing about it. What we do, that's why I tell people when me and you do our lives like this, we try to give free information to everybody. Because like me and you do this every day. I mean, you cannot tell me that you don't learn something every day in this business. You know what I mean? I might call you and be like, man, I got to do this. You'd be like, well, what's that? Even though you would know, but I might call it something else. You'd be like, all these things in your head. And so that's why I say I know I couldn't do it without you, and because what happens is the business is so, it's really, that's why they call it a day-to-day operation. You know what I mean?
And back to the topic at hand, if you're going interstate versus intrastate, that also runs into those 3 taxes are going to have to be paid regardless. But when it comes to the IFTA tax, you also have to calculate the amount of miles that you ran, right?
Yeah.
Because that goes into calculating your IFTA tax, your fuel tax, which is your IFTA tax. So every time you pump gas into your truck, you have to and you have to keep track of the miles that you ran. And if you don't have a system, then if you don't have a system in place to track the miles for you, then you literally have to write down your miles, how much you pumped in and keep your receipts and pull all that together every 3 months so you can file your IFTA taxes.
Exactly.
Which can be a huge disaster if you don't keep up with your receipts and have a way to track your miles.
Exactly, because the thing about it, the interstate, like up on the interstate, is your IFTA 2290. Okay, now what some people don't understand is that even under your intrastate, see, everybody always think that, okay, only because I got a 22, that I don't have to pay heavy road usage as far as local. That's not true.
No, yeah.
See, because what that's the thing. Somebody might run a business like, okay, I can take my truck, right?
Yeah.
It's okay. I'm only running local,
right?
80,000 pounds, right? But guess what? There's a heavy road usage for local too. So when you get your county tag, the difference is the difference with the 550 for your interstate is that you pay it at the county level.
Exactly.
When you pay the interstate, you pay it at the state level, federal level.
Yes.
So what everybody keep thinking is that, well, if I do just interstate, I ain't got to pay that. I ain't got to pay that, 550. No, you're gonna pay the heavy road usage.
So, okay, I'm trying to come up. Okay, so when you're driving, right, and you get pulled over by DOT, and they ask you about your 2290, right, and you don't have it.
No, you gotta have it.
Proof that you paid it, right? Because I know they give you a document.
Yeah.
Proving that you paid it. So if you don't have that document when they pull you over, would they give you a ticket or what do they do?
Well, first of all, this is how they do it. They would say they're gonna approach the truck, and they're gonna say, okay, driver registrations and all documentations, showing.
Right.
And you got and what we do at Crawford, we have everything in a binder.
That's right.
So what happens is we're gonna give him
the whole
binder plus our e-log system.
That's
and
right.
in that binder, those documents are in there. And so anyway, and so he's gonna definitely look through and say, okay, because he already can know if you're. But actually, with technology today, because when I first started, of course, technology.
We have to do it manually.
Yeah, well, there was no way for them to say, okay, I'm gonna look in the system and see it like that. Okay. So everything now is so instant. So all they gotta do, really, when you pull up and they pull that 77, the remainder of our MC number, they're gonna know if we paid it or not.
Yeah. Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
And they automatically know it. And what happens is, it's like with technology, as soon as you go to a scale house, like, knock on wood, I thank God, and salute to my business partner, Andre Thompson. He, and I told him, I said, man, there's a lot of people that be wanting to run up under my authority. I'd be like, I'm good, man. Because Dre, he really runs, like, the thing about it, what I like about him, Dre, he runs his business as if he's his own boss.
Yeah.
But he knows he's connected to me. You understand? And that's what I like about it. See, some people run their businesses and don't even care about who they connected to. They just bring down the whole house. And so when Dre, he makes sure that he has his documentation. He makes sure he has things. Now, he'll tell you, like, man, I got these documents right. I don't care. Because Tori said, but when I come to my paperwork, I might be like all over the place. But
yeah, with that being said, when you have owner operators, independent contractor ICs, people need to understand that when you're running under someone's authority, you have to make sure your paperwork is in order, because yes, you will bring down the whole house. So but you do have drivers who are independent contractors that run under other people's authorities that won't take care of their responsibilities as an independent contractor, which will fall back on the person's authority, the person whose authority that you're running under. And then that makes it hard for us if we have to turn around and gather this information to save our ass.
Yeah, exactly. But but that's why I'm very limited on the very minimum, because what happens is that you know, somebody asked me the other day, they were like, Tori, how have you been able to survive for these 19 years? I said, well, having a conscience, it ain't about money.
Right.
Because you could put like I told you, I remember the gentleman called me, had called me. I don't know where he got my number from, but all of a sudden I got a phone call. He was like, he wanted to put 26 box trucks on with me. And I told him, I said, well, if you got 26 box trucks, like, why you need me? He was like, well, going through a few things as far as the, MC number got hit on the CSA score, insurance going high. I was like, well, ain't much I can do for you, man. And because because what's going to happen is, if you got hit on your, authority MC number, and that means you bringing 26 problems my way. Now the average person is going to be like, okay, well, look, man, I'm making money out of these 26 box trucks. I don't care, woo-de-woo.
Yeah.
The problem is, I'm like, nah, I'm good. I don't need them 26 problems. You know what I'm saying? No matter how you look at it, and that's how I survived 19 years.
Yeah, because those 26 problems got 26 tag numbers. The problem don't go away because you signed on with somebody else, because you got 26 tag numbers. 26
tag numbers with the same issue.
Exactly. So that just means you putting that problem on somebody else.
Yeah, and if
the problem doesn't go away because you switched over to a different MC number. The problem doesn't go away.
Yeah, it just comes on our. But that's why I said I don't. When you got people, and I'll give you a perfect example. Somebody asked me, man, you see people, and I'm gonna use a street analogy. Excuse me. You got a lot of people got in the business chasing this thing called a bag. And that bag was bag. I'm trying to think what character had a bag. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It was a character that had a magical bag. I forgot what it was. I don't know. It might have been a Teletubbies. I don't know. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? It was something that, some of them had a pouch or whatever. I don't know. But anyway, and they could sprinkle dust or something. I forgot what the character was. It'll come back to me. But anyway, the point I'm trying to get at is that transportation is literally, kid you not, if I had to put it on the, like, when COVID hit, this is my opinion. I don't want nobody, like I said, I don't want no smoke. I don't want nobody to give me no smoke on this. When COVID hit, it was like playing checkers. Okay? And you'd be like, crown me. All right, crown me. All right, cool. So everybody was being crowned during COVID because you was getting a certain rate during COVID. Me, I'm the old school. I'm still playing chess because I know it's not checkers. I know it's not chess. I'm sorry. I know it's not checkers. It's chess. So when you move your truck across this land, it's literally like moving as slow as checkers. I'm sorry, chess. I'm sorry. Forgive me for that. It's moving as slow as playing chess. Because every load you take, you have to be you really have to think through it, like the miles, how much fuel, how heavy it is. You see what I'm saying? During COVID, man, it was like checkers, man. It was like crown me.
Now it's slowed down.
It's back to chess, but it's always been chess pre-COVID for us. You see what I'm saying? And so that's why I tell a lot of people, like, look, man, this is chess, man. It's not checkers. It's nothing to play with, you know. And so if you want to survive, you got to be patient, and then you got to do your homework. Meaning that you might see a load that, first of all, you know, do you even have the permits to even do it? Because if you go in Kentucky, you got to have a permit to go into Kentucky. It's a few of them like that. Of course, if you want to know more about that, you come to CLA and logistics, and we'll show you how to do it. You know, I mean, you know, like I said, we you know, I see it. I'm seeing it more and more where people are turning their vehicles, their trucks in, their trailers in. I mean, it's just because they were playing checkers. This is chess, man. I mean, it's like me getting on here, us getting on here and doing our lives on Tuesday, whether we have 2 people or 100 people. We've been consistent, and this is part of that chess. Being able to let everybody know, hey, you know, you looking for free information. I tell everybody on it, go tell your friends, go tell your family, anybody that's in the business. He got a free live. Him and his wife on there. They do it day to day. Like we do it day to day. Like, I mean, baby,
Weekly.
You know, weekly. We do it
every day.
Hey, 52 weeks. Hey, that means it's 52 Tuesdays. You'll see me on here. Like, so we in here. Now if it's leap year, I don't know. It might be, would that make it 53 in leap year? I don't know.
I don't know.
But anyway.
Probably.
So, but you know, and so, but I do want to say that today we just literally talked about interstate versus intrastate,
which led into fuel taxes. And over 2290 IFTA and IRP, because those are taxes you got to pay when you have a truck. So, and
you know, as an owner operator, a lot of times this is stuff they don't teach you, because when you transition from an owner operator, because technically being an owner operator, you run up under somebody's authority.
Exactly. Yeah.
What I try to do with any ICs that, you know, that runs up under Crawford, I try to educate them. So, because I automatically know they pretty much should want their own authority, or, you know, they want their own authority so we can do business and other things. You know, as far as, you know, going out to other different type of contracts and things. But, you know, and so, you know, so, but I do want to touch something though. I was asked this question, and this is something I know we'll, you know, kind of start dialing it down. I was asked, how do you start a trucking transportation business?
Who asked you that?
It's one of the questions for the frequently asked questions.
FAQ. How do you start it?
Yeah, they asked me, how do you start a trucking transportation business? So I'm giving the.
You asking me? You want me to answer that?
No. I'm not asking you to answer it. I'm just saying that's, you know, a question always been asked. I'm always asked.
That's the number one question.
Well, I'm always asked that question.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's your number one question that you're always asked.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And so I always tell them that if you're trying to, it depends, you know, and so the thing about it is that when you're saying truck, and some people sometimes tend to say like the Sprinter, the cargo vans, we call them city box trucks. When you got the 26-foot box trucks. You got a 24-foot box truck. What trucking business are you talking about? It's so broad.
And then they say, I don't know.
Exactly. And then I'm like, okay, so what type of vehicle you want? Well, somebody came to me about a box truck. Okay. So you're gonna do a box truck. What size box truck? You see how you start going into that? That's why I'm saying it's CLA, Crawford Logistics and Associates. The biggest thing we're trying to do is make sure if you come to us, we're gonna walk you through line by line and how to start it. That's why we got the ebook coming out. Start it, run it, and grow it. Mm-hmm. The ebook is going to walk you through everything. So when those questions right here are asked, purchase the ebook, you started. I'm gonna walk you hand through hand about how to make sure the business that you start your business. Mm-hmm. The thing about it is that I always say this, and babe, I always say this: we only travel through this earth one time. So so with me, I'm just trying to be some kind of beacon of hope to give somebody an opportunity. How you doing? A beacon of hope to give somebody an opportunity to say, hey, you know what? This is how you start your business. Whether you want to start a Sprinter, whether you want to start a cargo van, whether you want to start what we call them city box trucks. And when I say city box trucks are they're more on the size of like a Isuzu. You will see them a Isuzu truck. They carry anything from somewhere between, maybe eight to 9 pallets. Mm-hmm. A box truck carry anything from 9 to 12 pallets. The city trucks are more. You see them. They look like mini trucks. That I think a lot of times you see them. I will say I'm not trying to give them no promo. Some of the online delivery, you will see them with those city trucks because it gets you in and out of places. Because what happens is the reason why is the box truck is 26 foot. It's a 13.6 box truck. So that means sometimes the area's got to go in as far as the height might be branches and trees and power lines. So you'll send a city truck in there because a lot of times it won't be, the high as far as the height of the box. And then of course, and then as far as and then you get into the semis. And so when I was, and so that's why I was saying what I was saying, because that was one of those things that I felt like, a lot of time I get asked that, I just, I tell them all the time, you want to find some free information, come over to Crawford Logistics and Associates, come on out live, and babe, we can answer them. I mean, we do it day to day. Those vehicles we have. And I just don't want to see people make a lot of mistakes because, like I said, I'm seeing a lot of people getting out of the business right now. They're selling their vehicles. They're selling their trucks. They're selling their trailers. They're selling their Sprinters. I mean, because they started during COVID. I had one guy tell me, he said, man, I said, why you selling your truck? He was like, why are you selling your trailer? He said, well, I sold the truck. I said, why are you selling the trailer? He's like, well, I sold the truck, so I might as well sell the trailer. I said, well, why did you get out? Why are you getting out? He said, he wouldn't have got a job because he was like, I don't know. I think it's probably, I said, well, when did you start? He started pre-COVID. Mm-hmm. He started right at COVID. Mm-hmm. He started right at COVID. He started right when COVID was hitting. It was essential workers making the money. I mean, we was getting $4 or $5, a mile. Now, the miles have went back to pre-COVID at like $1 and something. I think I seen something like $1.81. At $1.81, and if you got a truck that got this note, you got a house note, you got all these things you don't built on top of that. Well,
now you got to get a job.
Yeah, and in Checkers, you can't lose your crown. You understand? I just took your crown. But in chess, you got about 7 pawns. You got to pawn something. That's why you got to be methodical in this game. I mean, I say that because when somebody say, "How do you start a trucking company?" Very slow.
You gotta be strategic about it. Your heart gotta be in it too. So
Yeah, and you got to do your homework. You got to find somebody like myself, CLA, Crawfordclag and Associates. You got to come up to a Michelle and ask her, say, hey, how you start. I see you got your Crawford, or I see you got. Well, you just get a consultation with me and my husband, and we'll sit down and talk to you. We'll sit down and show you how to make get your transportation business out of the ground. We might scare them a little bit, but we'll show them. But because day to day, I don't know if everybody can handle day to day what we go through. And I will say this before we close, babe. The reason why I got on here a little late tonight was because I got a phone call from a customer. Hey, I need you to start doing this. Okay, that's just one more thing to add. You know what I'm saying? To what we got to do, and it's okay because that's the part about continue to work at it. And I don't know nobody that is trying to be successful don't put in the work. So, but anyway, babe, last week when I had to do it by myself, it was a little rough. But you have me on here today, beauty brings a lot to the situation. Sometimes it hurt. They be like, man, they just tore it on now. But anyway, so I'm just, just it is what it is. So I don't mind accepting it because somebody got to be the beast in the situation, and I'll take that. But anyway, so we just talked about interstate and versus intrastate, and everybody. So we're gonna get ready to wrap it up.
Go along with it.
You what, babe?
And the taxes that go along with it.
I just want to let everybody know my wife don't like seeing that. My wife is frugal. She's frugal. That she frugal. She don't. When it comes to money, man, well,
let me just say this: paying it's when it comes to business, I'm frugal. However, I don't like the amount of taxes that come along with the transportation industry. I hate it. I don't like it.
Yeah.
It's taxes for every darn thing, and you turn every corner, there's another tax that pop up. So yeah, I'll take that.
It's sometimes be like I think it's an old saying they say up there. I think it's in DC. They say taxation without any representation. I think trucking is probably the cousin to that. You know what I mean? Because it's like you pay heavy road usage, and you be like, sometimes I see so many roads, I'd be like, man, you see that big old pothole?
Right.
Yeah. But the thing about it though, babe, like you said, we come on these lives, me and you, to talk about it because, just try to, if we can give somebody any kind of inside scoop on to try to find, some way to save money, this and the third. That's all we here for. Me and you have fun with it. Huh? What's it, babe?
And to let people know what comes along with it is not just about buying a truck and picking a load and making $2,000 a week
or more. Yeah,
it's more to it than that. Because that $2,000, you just don't know how much of that $2,000 you actually taking home.
Exactly. Oh man,
that's a whole other conversation.
I got to dap you up for that one. I got that's a dap right there.
That's a whole other conversation.
That's why I'm trying to tell them. If you want to be successful in it,
you really got to have a plan, and you got to, like any business, you got to have a plan and you got to stick to it.
Yeah.
And you just can't give up, cave in, and quit.
Exactly.
When your money is funny and your change is strange, you just got to revamp your plan.
Say that again. Your money is funny and what?
Your change is strange.
I like that one, man. So, anyway, man, I just want to thank you so much, babe.
You're welcome.
We'll get on here and like I said, telling everybody what we're talking about. But what you got going on with the beautiful Crawford Natural, man?
I got to re-up
Got to re-up.
at the sister
That's a good
shop.
word. That's a good word right there. Got to re-up. Because guess what? It pick it up.
Yeah, I got to re-up at the sister shop. My men's line is available at the sister shop in Atlantic Station.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, ladies. I can't put my ladies' products in the store, just the men's only.
But you can get it
So,
where, though? But you can't get that
but you
ladies
can go to
product where?
crawfordnaturals.com to pick up all the products I have for women. So,
Exactly.
but my men's products are available. I have my number one seller that ran off the shelves is my turmeric scrub for men.
Mm-hmm.
I think
The beard oil, wasn't it?
it's my beard oil and my turmeric scrub and my beard balm.
Yeah, you see it right there?
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
and the shampoo bar. So all
See
my
it
products are
right
doing
there.
very well.
Thank
My
you,
products
everybody.
are doing very well at the sister shop. So thank you, fellas.
Man, that's what I'm talking about.
Um,
See, that way, hey, man, that's what we need.
yeah.
Everybody, please support Crawford
So if you're
Natural.
in Atlantic Station, stop by and pick up some Crawford Naturals products.
And like I said, just to give a plug for them too, thank them for
Yeah, thank you
allowing,
to the sister shop for allowing me to be a part of their store.
and go down and support it because, like you said, it's just not it's Crawford Natural. Hey, we want the
Yeah,
sales, like you said, but
and they have other products in there by women of color.
you got the
Yeah,
kid, you got books, you got books
you
enough
got
for kids,
planners, you
book
got
bags,
jewelry, you got clothing.
you got everything you can
Yeah,
think of,
yeah.
and you know support it. And
Mm-hmm.
so anyway, with that, hey, like I said, Crawford Natural, please support her. Please support my wife. She really is, babe, what's your live on as far as on what's your Instagram and TikTok?
It's Crawford underscore naturals
Okay,
on IG.
okay, IG.
I don't have
So
a TikTok.
okay, and so like I said,
I'm only on Instagram right now.
okay, so please support her because at the end of the day, when I tell you she made that product by hand, you got to go over there and see it. So anyway, but babe, like I said, I appreciate you so much. I couldn't do it without you. Couldn't do it without you, man. I couldn't do it without you. But anyway, like I always tell everybody, another day above ground is a good day. Just want to tell everybody I love you, appreciate you. If free advice every transportation on Transportation Tuesday. Come here, we get at you. Talk to you soon. Peace out. Talk to you in a minute.